Continuing with a Paradise Killer. Let's do this so we can see that. Just to remind. Oh yeah, there we go. That direction. It's a long ways, but like I said, I think going to the prison island seems like the most interesting and relevant thing to do at the moment. Yeah, apparently it's just this way. There must... I think I can see like a bridge coming off of it. It doesn't extend across the water, but maybe there's like a thing to meet it on the other side. Yeah, it looks kind of like the bridge is like pointing at me right now. But if I don't think I can just walk across this. I can't swim. Oh, there's our home. That's where we've been living for 3 million days. Well, I mean, let's just try to go in the water and see what happens. I don't think we can do it. Blub, blub, blub. Oh, wait, there was like something under the water. Hold on, there's like a bridge under the water? Let's see if we can look under without drowning. Can we do that? No. The second we go under the water, we die. So don't bother trying to do that. Is that Shinji up there? Okay, this is probably where we need... Oh, no, it's a guard. Can we get into there? Let's talk. What do you want, freak? What's your deal? Security. After last night, I'm here to man the bridge controls. Why? These are the only controls. The Grand Marshal is guarding the killer. If he escapes again, which he won't, I'm here to raise the bridge. Good, just in time. Glad Paradise is safe now. We are very sarcastic. Can we get into that door? Can we jump in here? I don't think we can jump in here. It doesn't look like it. But there's a door that leads into this area. If we can find how to get to the other side of that, I guess. Oh, it's also something on top of it. Well, we can very easily get the thing on top of it, I think. We can just jump down on it. Blood crystal. Can we, like, get in by dropping down? I don't know if we can. Nope, I can't really do that. Can't really control my drop. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh, hold on. Vending machine. Drinks cost blood crystals. Well, I just got a blood crystal. Let us get B3. Oh, actually, it's C3. Looking at the wrong one. Lost mountain water obtained. Beautifully clear water once obtained from a well from an ancient mountain. The mountain was lost millennia ago. The water has never tasted the same since. I don't think that leads down to there. And this goes up, not down. Finding money in the garbage, as we do. What did we turn on? Oh, there's a gate down there. Did we turn it on? Descriptive river power station schedule. The work schedule for the river power station. This station helps distribute energy from the reality folding drive. Save point there. What did I power on? Is there anything in here? Oh, I guess it's just a door that leads to another door. And to another door. And to this? Alright, this is what I opened, I guess. Which leads down here. Would turn that on? And then there's this. Pick this up. Okay. New music. Last Dance XX. You spun me around. I wanted it to last forever. We were roller skating. I wanted to never take them off. The setting sun sparkled on the ocean. Alright, well, we got some new music, which is always worthwhile. Is there a thing over there? I think there's a thing over there. You know, sometimes I'm trying to get someplace, and then I notice, hey, there's a thing. Get the thing! A glistening stone? A small but bright stone. Looking at it makes the world around me fade away, and you can hear distant memories imprinted on the stone by the wearer. This one's full of happiness, so that's good. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of happiness here on this island. Money. I mean, Shinji seems in good spirits, but not many other people are. Did the vending machine just say buy more drinks? I don't think I ever noticed it was saying something. Let's browse the cold, refreshing drinks. D4. Cool melon. A slightly sweet melon-flavored soda best enjoyed on a summer's day, under a tree, fearing the last drop, and having to return to whatever it is you were... Oh, man. Oh, man. That is how I drink soda. Sure, let's donate. And we got the silent goat carving. A carving about the first god, silent goat. Was the first god evolved man had contact with, sometimes known as the first for this reason. Captured outside the city of Mahoda Ending in India, tortured in the crystal caves, became aware of the syndicate and gifted them his power, killing himself. Okay, so silent goat is dead. And we all just use his power. Questionable donation. Citizens sometimes throw coins into fountains for luck. Luck doesn't exist. Fascinating grasshopper. Some people get very obsessive about grasshoppers. Also the things they manufacture. Aromatic mushroom. Mushrooms grow all over the island and are prized for their variety of flavors. You know, a lot of these collectibles, I don't think they do anything. Seems like a lot of the stuff we're getting are things that are not actually things that function or anything. But we get them anyway, because what? We were not going to get the collectibles? What, is it not going to go? What? Come on, come on. I feel like I could talk to you all day, Love Dies. What's on your mind? Everything, nothing. You know how it is. Feeling quite relaxed. You're the only one on this island that is. That's why you're in this situation. Too many people that take things too seriously. They don't think about others, just their own advancement. That isn't how a perfect society runs. Do you come from a perfect society, Shinji? Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! You don't get this attitude and charming personality unless you come from a place where everyone in the government is looking to scapegoat you for their own cruelty and fuck-ups. You personally? Of course not me personally. The lower classes. No time to chat. Things to do. But I thought you... Alright, let's see what this is about over here. Can we access this nightmare computer? We cannot. Can we use this elevator? Oh yeah, my blood accesses the elevator. Polite luxury chocolates, the standard gift given to the host when syndicate members visit each other. I want some polite luxury chocolates. Well-loved secateurs, a craftsperson's tools are a thing of beauty. The grip has been worn into the perfect fit for the user's hands over years of use. Right, the tool itself is not what's beautiful, but what the tool represents. All of the work and care that has been put into this craftsman's art. Oh, hey, it's a person. It's a new person to talk to. Did not even realize I was heading towards the witness to the end, but we did, and let's just have a look around at their place before we talk to them, and take their money. Thank you. Investigator? Oh, what? This is different. Investigating. Oh, yeah, okay, we've done this before with the Kit Hicks's dead body. For some reason, we're investigating this apartment. I'm not sure why, but let's do it. Crying Grudge, a statue of the prophet Crying Grudge. The god endlessly weeps at the visions of the future he cannot unsee. Same. Plants collection. Witness collects and breeds rare plants. Sometimes he gives them as gifts and then hounds you to take proper care of the most fragile plants on the planet. Witness gets very upset if it turns out that you then gave the plant to someone else as a gift because you did not want to care for it. Witness will never let you hear the end of it. Witness to the end's phone. Witness's phone. I can take this to a comms tower and verify its location. The silent goat. The holy catalyst. Yep, we were learning about the goat. Relics. Relics from Persia from before the Great Betrayal. These are early depictions of gods and demons. Alright, I guess that's everything then. I found Witness's phone in his apartment. I'm just going to take it with me, I guess. If I need to, I can pull some records from that. Hey, you're cool with me stealing your phone, right? I'm investigating, which means I can loot your stuff. I have authority to do that.
Witness to the end.
He seems like in a good mood. Under the gaze of the gods, the so-called investigation freak returns to the island's sequences. Witness to the end, overseer of each dying paradise. Born in the Chaos Palace in northern Iran in AD 981 under the sign of destroyed Eden. As a child, Witness was enslaved under the banner of Crying Grudge and put to work building the perpetually growing Chaos Palace in North Persia. I'd like to visit the Chaos Palace. It's a very nice tourist attraction. During the Great Betrayal, Witness refused to budge in his devotion, fleeing to hide within the impossible labyrinth of the Chaos Palace. Ezekiel found Witness and urged him to follow him. They became close. Witness was still a young man, and Ezekiel older and wiser. Witness looked up to him as a father figure after being taken from his own father at a young age. Witness holds a great deal of responsibility, overseeing the end of an island. He ensures every failure is perfect failures. He collects and breeds rare plants in his penthouse. Good to see you again, Witness. Apologies for Starlight. I guess Starlight is saying these things out loud. I do remember you. How long has it been since you last did work for our holy masters? Time moves so strangely here. We are grains of sand that drift in the astral wake of the heavenly titans. Especially after last night. The island is ready to end. The time flow is broken. The gods are displeased. We're supposed to be their loyal servants. Our only purpose to resurrect them. Now we squabble and scheme. Our holy work brought to a screeching halt by murder. The end times are looming. So many have strayed from the path. This must be a sign from the gods. I don't know about that. The gods are capricious idiots. Another sinner fallen from the light and into heresy, just like the rest of this island. We're devoted to them, but don't think they're righteous. I'm here to weave some truths, not do their work. You have forgotten our holy purpose as well. Too many have. What's with the holy proclamations? This isn't your usual style. Far too much has happened in your absence. Truths have become more mutable. Our masters are not being served. The syndicate has lost its way. I have not strayed from the path. Too many of us have forgotten what it means to serve our masters. I fear last night was one of our punishments. Or maybe it was a divine reminder. Our gods work in esoteric ways. Are you here to punish the wicked monster that committed this atrocity? The sinner that allowed demons onto the island? Will he burn in the fire of justice? Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it is we're here to do. You can be sure of it. Any that would hinder the ascension of our cosmic overlords must be purged. Now, how can I assist you with your holy work? Let's talk about some case files. Suspicions? Let's ask about Henry. Do you believe Henry is responsible? All I can do is trust in the gods and have faith that what happened is part of their divine will. It's going to be great to get any kind of information out of this guy. But do you believe Henry did it? It is not for me to question the gods. Okay, suspicions? Witness, do you think anyone has a motive for killing the council? The island is full of sinners. Our holy mission has been left unattended for too long. Any number of the sinners here could have done it. Perhaps it was an act of the gods. Heavenly anger leads to heavenly smiting. Talk about these sinners. Tell me about these sinners. The island crawls with them. They pay lip service to the gods, but don't follow our sacred mission. The island sequences have degenerated. They used to be righteous. Now I despair. What about the accused? Henry is a citizen, not a syndicate member. Citizens are sinners too. They don't pray hard enough. The syndicate do not compel them to pray hard enough. The citizens grow restless, insubordinate. Dissent spreads. This one let demons onto the island. Why stop there? I can doubt that. That's a good story. Too good. Someone wants to pin this on a citizen, and we're too ready to accept it. We cannot conceive the esoteric ways the gods work. Another easy story. You're questioning the gods? Higher powers rarely provide the answers we need. All right, let's, I'm sure he will be quite upset about accusing him. Let's talk about his motive. Let's talk about your motive. Do you have a motive for killing the council? Witness to the end. I am a humble servant striving to live on the righteous path. Murdering the council is not on that path. Am I taking your word for that? What reason would I have to kill the council? How does that benefit our holy mission? Who determines the path? The gods, of course. Did the gods want you to kill the council? Don't be ridiculous. I guess that's just the end of that. Okay, let's talk about his conflict with Montserrat. Why were you butting heads with Montserrat so much? What does that have to do with anything? I need to know why someone was clashing with a murder victim. Our leader was not following the holy mission. His focus was on the island sequences and not the gods. Well, was he straying from the path? Sounds like he was straying from the path. Yes, I'm glad you understand. Our first priority is to prostrate ourselves before the gods, not build ourselves a nice home. If our islands fail, then that is the will of the gods. If we trust in them, we will be saved. Did that make you angry enough to kill? I know you must ask me these questions, but it pains me to hear you question my loyalty and faith. You voted against every proposal he put forward, didn't you? That is the point of our democratic meetings. We all have a say on the direction of the syndicate. His direction veered from our holy mission. I voiced my disagreement with it. What kind of proposals were they? Advancement towards the so-called perfect 25. I don't care about our new home being perfect if the gods are not there to celebrate with us. Look out to the ocean of madness. So many pyramids sit empty. 24 island sequences, and we only have one pyramid resident. We are capable of so much more. Actually, that does bring up a good point. Is there a god on the island? Can we go talk to that god? We don't actually know who's in that pyramid. Why haven't we done more? Montserrat had other plans. Grand resurrections could wait until the island sequences were solved. What is the point of Perfect 25 if the gods remain in pain? I wanted to remind Montserrat of the Syndicate's purpose, so I voted against everything he and the rest of the council put forward. Did you remind him with a knife by any chance? Absolutely not. How could we possibly think something of him like that? Your alibi. What you doing last night? Where were you last night? I spent the night here and were you praying? Were you just spending the night here praying? It's probably what you were doing. Alone? By yourself? The architect came to visit me in a rare social call. She was with me at the time of the killings. Oh, someone actually can cooperate, perhaps. So he's saying Carmelina's silence was here. We left when we were summoned to the crisis meeting. Do we want to know about his sex life? Sure. Some romance at the end of an island? That period of our lives is long gone, investigator. So she shows up unexpectedly to his apartment when the murders happen. Could it possibly be that this was deliberate so they would be able to vouch for each other? Were you two doing a bit of the old conspiracy up here? Don't insult me, investigator. And you two were in each other's company all evening? I stepped out onto my balcony to take a phone call from Grand Marshal Akiko. It was fleeting. No more than 5 minutes. What time was this call? Shortly before death visited the island. Akiko was reporting the escape of Henry. So, I mean, that means that the witness was not in the company of Carmelina for 5 minutes right before the council were killed. Is there anything she could have done in 5 minutes? I'll follow up with the Grand Marshal. Not long after, marshals were stationed outside the elevator to my apartment. Witness took call. Do you have any proof that you were both in your apartment? The nightmare computer at the entrance logs everyone that enters and exits this apartment. You can pull the records from that and check yourself. Now, we can't actually access that, though. Why is yours the only apartment with a logging system? You can't be too careful. I take my privacy seriously. Paranoia. Got it. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Many things to talk about, though, like Cahick's. What do you know about Cahicks's disappearance? Nothing. He often went for periods of isolation. Sorry I can't help more, Lady Love Dies. That's it for that, I guess. Henry's escape. What do you know about Henry's escape? Only what the Grand Marshal told us. Have you spoken with her? No, I've been trying to get to her island. I'll get there eventually. Nothing else on that. Need to get to that island. Crimson's alibi. Did you see Crimson last night? I didn't see her, Love Dies. Oh, that's all for that. Man, he's going through the rest of this real fast. Lydia and Sam's alibi. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? Speak to Yuri. He is her handler. Alright, well, we haven't spoken to Yuri Knight as of yet. Let's hang out with this guy. He doesn't seem like a very interesting person to hang out with, but okay. Want to chat, witness? I must warn you that I am not one for long conversations. Unless, of course, it's about the gods and how great they are. The gods are watching us. Do you think they are happy with what they see? Let's ask. What's with the zealot thing you got? This whole thing you got going on? The gods are radiant, and this island does not bask in the light. I came to realize this, and now I live only to serve them. Please tell me you also devote yourselves to the holy masters. Sure, gods. I love gods. I was seduced by one once. I mean, you can't love a god more than that. With all my body and mind. Your fanaticism fills me with hope. One day we may be able to make the gods happy. Please join me in a prayer. He journeyed across the stars. He came to us and gifted so much. He was the first, the holy catalyst. Man's dark age was scorched by the fire of devotion. In the face of sin and heresy, I sing for Silent Goat. He heard us in the crystal caves. He will hear us again. The first, the holy catalyst, Silent Goat. May we always walk with you. I guess there's a question to bring up. Aren't we praying to a dead god? Does he hear us? Don't know how that works. Let's pray with him. He journeyed across the stars. He came to us and gifted some things. He was the something, something, something. Man was man and then fire. In the sing Silent Goat. He heard us in... The first holy silent goat, may we always walk with you. You are blessed. The thing is that we would have been saying it at the same time as him, and as every Catholic knows, you just sort of say it under your breath, but you're not actually saying the actual words, and no one really notices that because they hear the priest saying the words, so it just kind of sounds like you're saying it's not. It's just sort of a learned response. I think that's everything. May you fly with destroyed Eden. That's a new one. And may you reach the moon. I wonder if we can reach the moon. Okay, well, we did learn some stuff here. If we could access that nightmare computer, eyes on Eden. What does that say? I can't really see what that second one says. The first one says eyes on Eden. If we could access that nightmare computer, then we could confirm that Carmelina's silence had come here, but we can't do that as of yet.
Getting saved. On travel unlocked.
More refreshing than a cosmic apocalypse. Alright, so we still do want to get to that island. The prison island. Nothing there. So that's where we found the cassette over there. Is there anything in the water here? That's just a ladder. Not really. Doesn't seem like there's anything there. But, just checking. Just checking. Alright, so we had gone to this bridge. And there's a guard there in the bridge. Well, I mean, this just is sloppy right here. They really should be maintaining this. Door leads to the barracks. It's a secure tunnel to the desolation cell where Henry is incarcerated. It's coded only to Akiko's blood vial. So I guess we can't do that. Hello? Okay, but we can access this.
Nightmare computer.
Alright, so we've only done this once before. It was the thing where we had to find the shapes that matched up to the silhouette, which this time is like a human skull with horns. So let's see, where's that other horn? That's not really the horn. Is that it? Yeah, okay. That's the one. Second one is more of a goat skull. Okay. And the third one is a human skull with with tiny horns. Those horns are quite small.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
All right. Let's head on over to the island. This does seem like it's quite an important location since the suspect is here. Hopefully Akiko will let us talk to the suspect. Akiko did not seem to be thrilled with the idea that we were investigating, so I don't actually know if she's going to let us do that. Pretty colors. It's probably a good place to unlock fast travel on this island.
Getting saved.
And we got Bridge to Nowhere. The bridge appears when the planets align. Those who walk across the bridge travel to a new reality, trapped there when the bridge disappears. All right, they're down there. Let's see if there's anything over here. There's something down there? Maybe not. Thought for a second there was like a sparkly in the water, but doesn't look like it. Alright. Here's Akiko, and there's Henry. Nonoricito. Pardon. I'm calling you something unspeakable in my native language. Good to see you again, Akiko. Grand Marshal Akiko 14, born in Mihai Day, Romania in AD 991 under the sign of New Night. The Grand Marshal recruits, trains, and leads her marshals in any military activity the Syndicate performs. Akiko was born an orphan in Mihai Day, Romania during the reign of the gods. She was drafted into the army of New Night as Damned Harmony's forces pushed across Eastern Europe. At age 13, she was leading guerrilla operations after excelling at hand-to-hand and weapons-based combat. Wow. That's a real anime age to get into that. When the Great Betrayal happened, she fled to join the Syndicate. New Night had given her a home and a purpose. She had no intention of forsaking her god. I'll brief you on the murderer. Sure, I want to be briefed on it. Let's play along. I'm listening. There's always a first time, I suppose. Henry Division has been incarcerated for a decade. Before his incarceration, he was arrested multiple times for arson, robbery, assault, and attempted celestial rituals. Gasp! Not attempted celestial rituals. He had been under watch by his school and served a short jail time for attempting to communicate with the gods in a failed ritual. 1 year later, he succeeded in communicating with the gods. Demons poured in through the psychic pathways he opened. Henry was possessed by a demon and killed his mother in their apartment. We arrested him, but he had already tainted the island. We sealed off the area around his apartment, the concrete sarcophagus over the dead zone. Okay, maybe we should check out that sarcophagus. Henry resisted arrest and murdered our chief exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. He's been kept here in the desolation cell full of inhibitors ever since. So how did he escape? I removed him from his cell and took him to the ritual stone. The blood pools in the recesses of the stone and stops the tainted liquid from touching the island. That Labague took his chance when I opened the cell. He pushed me aside and then he was gone. This happened at 23:52. Well, let's talk about the lack of injuries here. You appear uninjured. This is Masahiro Heavy Industries' bleeding edge Shikagawa power armor. Let's talk about that armor. The armor wasn't enough to stop a citizen? St. Prost? When you face the demon in battle, you get to comment, freak. How did Henry get a murder weapon? He took my combat knife. When he escaped, in the struggle he grabbed my No, he took it and ran. Where did you find him? Outside the council building at 0003. He was passed out. The demon did its work and left him broken. He had the knife with him. I attempted to secure the crime scene, but was unable to. We are not able to traverse the second holy seal. Artribuisate aduni naibi, and wrap this up so we can execute him and go to the next island, Love Dies. Our orders are to investigate before we execute him. Don't drag this out. Do your work and let me do mine. Here's my report about last night. And a report on the Labagu's history. Dr. Doomjazz left his medical report with me as well. Take it. Doomjazz examined Henry? When we found him, we called the doctor. It's standard practice to get him examined. Speak to Doomjazz if you want to know more. Goodbye, Nonorosito. This is Dr. Doomjazz's medical report for Henry. Doomjazz examined him last night after his arrest. Syndicate Health Assessment Document, Citizen version. Examination instructions state that citizens should be examined but not administer medication or care beyond what is necessary. Patient's body is strong but fatigued, shows clear signs of possession, scarring, burns, and arcane sigils. Blood work shows no signs of abnormalities or intoxication. Patient had visible blood around the mouth. Tests show this blood matches several victims of the council murder. Further samples confirm that blood was ingested via the mouth and within the stomach of the patient, likely ingested during the attack. Patient appears free from mental illness, but is suffering from amnesia, a common side effect of demonic possession. Patient has no memory of the decades since his possession. Patient doesn't remember anything about the events of tonight. Collapse most likely due to extreme exhaustion from overexertion. During the patient's possession 10 years ago, arcane sigils were seared into the flesh by the possessing demon. These symbols were found drawn in blood at the crime scene. Since no exorcism was performed 10 years ago, Henry has been tortured by the demon contained within him. During prior examinations, the patient has complained about the white-hot rage inside of him. The patient's body had the correct dosage of demonic inhibitors. My final assessment is that the demon within the patient managed to overcome the inhibitors as a crucial moment. The patient escaped under the will of the demon with no memory of it having happened. Well, everything checks out. And of course, there is only one demon that we have met so far, that being Shinji. And Shinji clearly does not care for the ruling elites. We haven't actually had the option of asking him any questions, but maybe we should just ask him something. Just ask him what he was doing before he first talked to us. Are we allowed to talk to Henry?
Henry Division.
Who the fuck are you? Henry Division, the prime suspect. A citizen born to Rena Division 27 years ago. Father unknown. Arrested multiple times by the marshals for assault, robbery, arson, torture. Imprisoned in the desolation cell after killing his mother during his possession 10 years ago. Intellectual and creative, but finds it difficult to apply himself. He struggled through his schoolwork until he became of demonology and suddenly developed an interest in occult mathematics. Man, if they had occult mathematics when I was going through school, things might be different today. I said, who the fuck are you? Well, we're an investigator. An investigator. I want to ask you some questions about last night. Okay, let's have a chat, a talk, a nice sit down. Let's start with your history. You're a citizen born on this island 27 years ago. No one knows who your father is. That's weird, isn't it, investigator? You syndicate fucks control the whole island, but you don't know fuck my mom? No DNA check? No nothing? You've been in and out of the Marshall Detention Center more times than anyone else. Fighting, robbery, arson, torture. Finally, you got locked up when you were possessed by a demon and killed your mother. You broke the law and started communicating with the gods. An act forbidden because the psychic pathways opened allow demons, other alien races, to enter our reality and corrupt the island. I grew up without a dad on a synthetic island in a different reality, forced to worship gods that want to rule the world. I needed something to do. And some fuck started giving me books on demonology. Said I was a gifted astral communicator or some shit. A book supplier, huh? You don't know who it was? Are you fucking deaf? Sounds like I need to look into this. Sounds like I need to look into this. I'm gonna need a drink after this. I'm going to... Stop it. You couldn't handle communicating with cosmic beings and a demon possessed you. Cosmic radiation poured out of you and now we have the dead zone. A demon possessed you and killed your mother. You killed your mother and Grace Bloodlines, our chief exorcist. Whatever you fucking say. You have no memory of this? No memory of that either? Fragments. You ever try to catch a fish with your bare hands? The trick is to put your hand in the water and let the fish get used to it. Eventually, the fish will swim into your hand and you can grab it. Grab too early, it gets away. Take your hand out because the water is too cold and you start all over again. That's what it's like for me in my memories. It might have happened. Probably happened. It definitely happened. It never happened. All those are the same to me. Are we gonna fucking get down to some actual questioning or what? Before that, tell me about the demon inside of you. I've had 10 years of this fucking thing wreathing around inside me. Glass shards in my bones. Blood boiling. Flesh on fire. It's been a real fucking party. How does the demon make you act? My body used to be real pretty. Now look at me. I'm a gray husk, covered in this demonic shit. These sigils constantly cook my flesh. 10 years of the stench of my own flesh being seared. I'd say it's had a pretty negative impact on my outlook and behavior. You got any fucking questions or what? Oh, yeah. That was some very dramatic music. Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he's been contained and sedated in a desolation cell with inhibitors. Okay. So, new case in Starlight. We can hang out with him. Well, let's first do the case files. Suspicions. What's your motive for killing the council? Is that a joke, investigator? You syndicate fucks drag us citizens from the real world onto your shithole island and treat us like cattle. We worship your gods while you leech your psychic energy. I hate you. I hate the syndicate. I hate your council. That's my motive. I don't know about anyone else, especially all you syndicate fucks. That's his testimony. What about the demon inside of you? I can feel it on the edge of my consciousness all the time. Shadows on the periphery of my vision. Did it make you kill? This demon is pure rage. White-hot scalding rage has burned my mind for a decade. The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing. I do anything to placate him. I do anything to make him content. And I don't think he has an alibi. Did you do it? Did you kill the council and martial guards? I don't remember. I've been told I killed them. Maybe I did. My memory is fleeting.
like mirages in the desert that disappear when I get close.
Do you remember anything about the night?
New night.
New Night, the warrior goddess?
My mind is like a desert covered in a fog. I can see things coming out of the fog, and sometimes I can walk towards them and latch on. My memories about last night is different. There's nothing there. No fog, no desert, just an expanse. Except I can see New Night.
Did someone say New Night to you last night?
No, I don't know. Maybe? I think I saw the goddess.
You saw a goddess. Was this before or after you were found by the marshals?
I don't fucking know, investigator. Why don't you go and find out instead of making me do your fucking job?
This island has lots of statues of the gods. I need to find the statue of New Night. She's the goddess of warriors. The barracks may be a good place to start. Let's talk about how he escaped. Tell me how you escaped.
You fucking tell me, investigator. I can't remember.
Talk about memories. Can you remember anything before you escaped?
Agitation. Screams inside me. They woke me up for the first time in years.
Screams.
There was a burst of them. My whole body felt it was on fire. I wanted to burst out of this world.
Any idea what caused this?
It's your fucking job to find out.
He's agitated about it. Let's talk more about his possession. Imprisonment. Tell me about how you ended up like this.
What's to tell? A bored kid finds his calling, gets punished for it.
That calling being illegally communicating with the gods and causing a demonic invasion?
We all need a hobby. And now I'm here.
I can see his point of view on things. I don't know what he would know about Kahix, but... What do you know about Kahix's disappearance?
Who the fuck is that?
I didn't think he would know. Let's talk about Crimson. Did you see Crimson last night?
Who the fuck is that?
He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know about any of these, probably. Let's talk about Lydia and Sam. Do you see Lydia and Sam last night?
Who the fuck are they?
And Witness? Witness is last night. Do you see Witness to the End last night?
Oh, I do know about that. Loads. I know so much. My mind is bursting with knowledge about whatever you're talking about. Fuck off.
He was stringing us along. That's all the case files, right? Yeah, okay. You wanna hang out? Let's talk, Henry. I need to know more about you. Tell me about your childhood.
You know, the usual. Enslaved, forced to worship nightmare gods, that kind of thing. How do you people sleep at night? You abduct us from the real world and use us as cattle.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lady Love Dies as being away from the society for a while would probably not be all that connected to it, so let's say it's messed up. This whole thing is messed up.
What?
24 islands and we're no closer to our goal. All we've done is churn through citizens and lose each other to murder and demonic invasions.
So why are you here?
The cycle will continue one way or another. I'm trying to make it the best I can.
Whatever.
Oh, our relationship increased with Henry. Goodbye, Henry. You know, for what it's worth, I hope I don't have to shoot you. Is there something here? If Henry escaped, this is where he started from, according to Akiko. I can measure the time he took if I find his end spot. His end spot? Let me see that again. So I guess what she means, if we find where he collapsed outside of the council's palace? Is that what she's talking about? Was there anything else we could talk to Akiko about?
Code 14.
Oh, no, there what? Okay, yeah. We actually didn't do this with Akiko. Okay. We can continue on talking with Akiko. How about Henry? He seems okay. Do you really believe Henry did this? Every bit of security breached by a citizen? This Labague isn't a normal citizen. He's possessed by a demon. Of course I believe he did it. He broke free when I was there, and we found him outside of the council building. You don't have any doubts? Are you stupid, Norosito? Can you think of anyone who was motive for the crime? Investigator Estepe Bune? The Labague in the cell did it. Don't waste my time! I don't think she's doing a whole lot. Like, she has a lot of time to waste, if I'm being serious. You can't think of anyone else for a motive for killing the council and threatening the entire structure of the syndicate? What do you think? Is that a goodbye, Nanarcito? I mean, we have a job to do, even if she's not upset, even if she's upset about it. Did you kill them, Akiko? Have you got a motive, Akiko? Investigator Estepe Bune? I don't have a motive, Norosito. I'm a soldier. Soldiers have honor, and I live to serve. Dispari din Fatimia. I'll assume that's a no, then. I'm a fan of provoking her. Does your relationship with Captain Voth have anything to do with this? Norosito. An illicit relationship that got found out would be punishable. I'll kill you. Careful. Let's talk about this thing that we learned about how she might want to induct marshals as immortals. You've been asking for the marshals to be inducted, haven't you? It's a reasonable request. We guard these islands. But you've been denied. What if there was an incident that prompted the council to reconsider? The crime to end all crimes on the eve of Perfect 25, for example. I admire you, Nanarosito. You believe so fully in all sorts of little stories and fantasies. It must be nice being so credulous, undaunted by the world. Is that a denial, then? Of course. All right, let's talk about punishment. You were found out. You were going to be punished next island for your relationships with your marshals. That gives you a clear motive. Kill the council to protect yourself. Discipline de rahat, which means you are full of shit. You don't know anything. I live by the rules. I am a woman of honor. We'll see about that. Let's talk about her alibi. Tell me about your movements last night. I need your alibi. Have you read my report? Were you listening to what I told you, Esteogluma? It doesn't include what you did between Henry escaping and being found. I called witness when it happened. Okay, witness did confirm that. Let's inquire. Why? Adunate, he oversees the end of an island. He needed to know. Then I ordered my marshals to secure other syndicate members. What about the council? My best marshals were guarding them. They reported in all clear. But then they were killed. Is this a joke to you, Norosito? Do you want to die by my hand? What did you do next? I went back to the barracks to organize the search for Henry. I found where he had torn the prison bars apart to escape. Labague could have been anywhere. The Holy Seal's marshals stopped responding. That's when we found Henry outside the council building. What time was this? 3? Like minutes? That's precise. Being precise is my job. Can anyone corroborate this? The word of the Grand Marshal isn't good enough for you, Norosito? Well, I mean, we do know that witness already corroborated this for us. An investigator can't go off of your word. Witness will confirm the phone call. My marshals will confirm the rest. Thank you for your cooperation. Can I see your phone records? Este Prost, my records are classified. You're refusing to give evidence? Classified... No. Classified Norcito. I get it. Let's talk about Kahix. Do you know where Kahix is? No. He's been missing for several days. Have you searched for him? What do you think? My marshals conducted a brief search, but we are stretched thin at the end of an island. There are several thousand citizens that need rounding up and taking to the slaughter ritual. It's been so busy. There are so many people to slaughter. Do you know how long it takes to kill 3,000 people? It's a lot of people. Do you have any suspicions about what happened to him? No. If he wants to disappear, then let him. Even though a mass murder happened last night? He didn't do it. Henry did. Of course. Well, I mean, we are pretty sure that Kahix did not do it. Tell me about why your necklace is in Kahix's workshop. You think you stumbled onto something, don't you, Norcito? Got me at the scene of a crime? I mean, actually, yes. It's a completely separate crime. The Kahix's murder, but yes. Kahix made my necklace and it broke a while ago. I took it to him to get repaired before the end of the island. When was this? About a month ago. When he went missing, I accepted that fate had decided that the necklace wasn't supposed to go to the next island. It's important to let things go. So you haven't been to his workshop in the last few days? There are slightly more important things to do at the end of an island. Her arm must be getting tired. Let's talk about Henry's alibi. There's nothing in your report about Henry seeing new night during his escape. The babbling of a Labagiu possessed by a demon. There's only one statue of New Night on the island, correct? Why does it matter? Where is it? Why do you care? Just answer the question. The statue is in the barracks. The goddess only gives her attention to soldiers. So how could Henry have seen it last night? He couldn't have. The barracks are secure. He's spouting gibberish to confuse you, Norcito. I'm just going to ask Akiko. Did you take him through the barracks last night? Are you out of your mind? Do you think I helped him escape? Nonsense. Goodbye, Norcito. Talk about Henry's escape. How did Henry manage to escape? I thought I gave you my report. I must have been dreaming or hallucinating. Okay, I get it. What about his inhibitors? Apparently they weren't working. How did Henry escape if he was sedated? The Labagiu played us. The inhibitors needed to be stronger. The report says they were the correct dosage. What if the demon tricked us, though? If the demon could slow Henry's body down, the dosage of inhibitors needed would be lower. The demon maintains this act, and then when the time comes, he drops the pretense and makes his move. Is that likely? As likely as anything, Norcito. Not that it matters. It is what happened. Procedure. Why were you on your own when Henry escaped? It was just one Pula prisoner that was supposed to be sedated. Was that arrogant? Sounds like arrogance. I don't know. I think that sounds pretty arrogant to me. You sound like you have a death wish, Norcito. You broke procedure. Why? I'll admit hubris. My marshals do not come to the next island with us. They engage in their final prayers. I wanted them to have one last moment of happiness before being wiped out. Soldiers aren't supposed to know happiness when duty has to be done. Alright. So, she is at fault a bit, it seems, for Henry escaping. She did break procedure. Does she know anything about Crimson's alibi? Did you see Crimson last night? I don't know if you realize this, Norcito, but I had my hands full last night. I don't know where Crimson was. Ask her. We did. Crimson doesn't have anyone to back up her alibi. Lydia and Sam? Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? I had my hands full last night. Was not keeping tabs. Witness? What about Witness? Did you see Witness like last night? He was at his apartment. My marshal secured him while Henry escaped. You can go and ask him about it. Right? It seems like it all connects so far. What about the possession? What do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago? What do you want, Narcito? I told you about his possession. Why wasn't he executed when he was arrested? He posed a threat to the island. Are you stupid? The demon wouldn't die with him. The demon would escape onto the island. So why execute him at the end of the island? Why not let him blink out of existence with the old island? That's the way it is, Narcito. Criminals get theirs. He's a victim. He didn't want the demon to possess him. What do you know? You sure he didn't invite the demon in? You got deceived by a god. Don't forget that. Nervousy. That seems like that's always being held over our head. Okay, so we're done with case files. Do you want to hang out? Got a minute, Akiko? You're going to die. Humor me. Having fun playing detective? Well, let's correct her. Investigator? Whatever, Nanoracito. Hurry up and get this investigation done. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I already know. Let's question. What you already know? That Labagyu in the cage, he needs a bullet between the eyes. That hasn't been proven yet. An investigator needs to soak in the facts. Breathe on the evidence. Savor the testip. Tessie Dracului Dingura? I don't care. Thanks, Akiko. This has been delightful. Our relationship increased. May your night be bright, and may you reach the moon. Okay, well, even if people are clearly hate each other here, we can still increase our relationships. Great. Okay, so one thing I think we need to do is we need to go to the crime scene so we can see where Henry stopped, is what I think that what she was saying. So that would mean that the next place that we would end up going to investigate is going to be the council palace where they were murdered. And that does make sense that that is where we should be going. It seems like a relevant location. But as for right now, I think that's maybe where we're going to leave it for Paradise Killer. Okay, so I think that this time round, we're getting focused. You know, the first couple, at first we were wandering around the island and just looking at stuff and picking up gems and collectibles and just getting a feel for the island. But I think we've been a bit more focused now, locating suspects to talk to, going through what they say, and just trying to put like little points together. I'm going to take some time to look through Starlight for the clues and notes that we've been taking and seeing what it is that we should be learning from this. But I think probably... Okay, hold on. We're right here. So we're going to go back to the island, and then I think what we're going to be doing next time is heading for the council building so we can see where Henry collapsed. And I suppose that we should also find the two corpses of the Holy Seal marshals. And we won't be able to get into the building because there are still Holy Seals guarding the building. But eventually we're going to have to find a way past those seals. Also, you know, I really do like the music that we're hearing right now. This very soothing sax music. It's very nice, very appropriate for this setting. So, I think that is where the investigation is going to lead us next time, to the council building, and we'll figure out what we can do from there. There are still some people that we have not spoken to yet, and I'm sure they will be next on the list after we're done with the council building. And, once we've spoken to everyone, I guess that we'll have to figure out what it is we need to do from there. Because right now, the whole thing is that we're talking to people and exploring the island. Eventually, we're going to be done with that, and then I guess we'll have to put things together. And we'll see how it goes once we actually get to that point in the investigation. But for right now, we're just going to stay on the island and listen to this sax. Until next time with Paradise Killer.